Hey y'all, this is Molly K. Hope y'all are well. Happy Passover to those of you who have observed. This is my first Passover, so that's the reason that I have not been doing a whole lot of videos. I haven't done any videos since Passover, so this is my first one. I'm just checking in, but I want y'all to know I'm busy working. See, I'm plotting another garden back here. Dug up my garden. I'm out here working. And I want to talk to y'all a little bit because things are happening rapidly. And when I say rapidly, I mean rapidly. Like things are just going faster than I really anticipated. And some of the things like the federal digital currency that's getting ready to come online, although they say it's not, but it is. All the nations basically throwing old America under the bus and basically just not playing ball with us anymore. So they're dumping the dollar, getting behind China and BRICS, and everybody's creating their own way to do business with one another because they are figuring that we are a failing empire. As I stated, a couple of years ago, we live in a failed state. And so, uh, for African American people in particular, is going to hurt us extremely bad. It's gonna be real bad because we rely so heavily on this system, and we rely heavily on the dominant society to care for us because they've enslaved us and basically set us up, in a position where we can't really be free. And if we do try to free ourselves and thrive, we end up, in some not so good situations. And so those times are coming back. What we are witnessing is like the end of the second Reconstruction era. It's like what I like to call it. And so you see what's happening in Tennessee and Florida and Texas and Mississippi. The South is rising up. The Confederacy is coming back. And y'all know the Confederacy is and always about us. Yasharel, Israel, black people, Negroes, African Americans, whatever you want to call us. And so as the nooses you are put around our necks and we are corralled in a way that we cannot see ourselves out of, we have to look up, look at the Most High for our relief. And I've taken this week to, meditate on that there's nothing that we are going to be able to do to get ourselves out of this mess that we didn't put ourselves in. Well, we kind of put ourselves in it because we were sinning and doing our mannerism of everything, worshiping other people's gods, so on and so forth. And so, this is our punishment, but our captivity is almost over. But as it ends, it's going to be traumatic. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. And I know there's a lot of people talking about, leaving and going to Africa. It just seems like Africa's getting their stuff together, so on and so forth. And that's cool. But there's a lot of us who ain't going no place because we got family here, because we don't have money to flee. Um, because we believe in the supernatural passage that's going to be made for us, just like it was all the other times. Most High is not going to let us down. He already sent our Savior, so we just got to look up and wait on our Savior to come back. But in the meantime, y'all need to be getting ready. Um, I read a story last night before I went to bed about 18,000 cows suddenly exploded, died in a fire. How is it that all these factories are blowing up? How is it that all these birds need to be killed because everything got the bird flu? How is it that the thing that is causing global warming, or the reason for the climate agenda, cows are suddenly dying? 18,000 dairy cows just died in a fire. the biggest cow kill ever in America. The writing is on the wall. Like they don't want us to have meat. They don't want us to have non-genetically modified food. They don't want us to be able to sustain ourselves. They want us to rely on them. And so you see this gradual demolition of the resources that we need to survive. And so, I've been telling you the writing is on the wall. The writing is on the wall. It's everywhere. And I know a lot of people are saying, oh, I don't believe this can happen. A lot of stuff going to happen. Things are going to happen. And that's the only way some people are going to believe it. They're telling you they don't believe it's going to happen. I don't believe these things are happening. I don't believe, the dollar's going to collapse. I don't believe the grocery's going to be $10,000 for a carton of a cart of groceries. Um, I don't believe war ever be on the U.S. soil. Like the old folks say, keep living. Um, the Saxons got a scorched earth policy, and they are going to scorch the earth going out. They understand that this experiment has failed. It's over. It's run its course. So you've been seeing all these social wars, orchestrated social wars. You've been seeing the LGBT community fighting with the heterosexual community, the modern women versus the, passport bros. You've seen racism come back in a way that we haven't seen since Jim Crow. Our political systems are broken, our financial systems are broken, our educational institutions are mistreating our children. Our water is contaminated. It's interesting that it's always in our communities. Like our community has bad water, and nothing new. Always been like that, but now it's like really obvious. And so I've just been meditating this week on like what's coming. I understand what's coming. If you understand history, you know what's coming. Ain't nothing new under the sun. All you gotta do is open a history book and you can see what's coming. So now that we know what's coming, it's time for us to prepare. I'm outside working in the yard, trimming stuff and planting my garden. I did a plot a couple of weeks ago, so I'm just checking on it, getting ready to do some weeding and plant a couple of more things because I had to wait until last frost. But I'm not just planting stuff for me. I'm planting stuff for other people in the community because I know it's some ignorant people who, no matter how much I tell, they just won't do nothing. And I don't know what else to do. I can't help everybody, but just waking us up is really difficult, and I just don't really, I don't know what it's gonna take for us to get it. I'm tired myself. I can't give up because I'm a watchman. That's what I do. But I'm tired, and so for me, this is helping me get rid of some of that stress and anxiety from watching people walk around clueless in disbelief or unbelief that anything that this system would not harm them. And for African American people, it's like really discouraging to see us believe that. Like me and Watchman and Nehemiah were having a conversation yesterday, and I was like, you know, I can't. I just, I was explaining to him how people just don't believe things will happen, especially black people. I can understand white people not believing something gonna happen because why would you? The whole world been bowing to y'all forever, for centuries. So to see this change and y'all lose power, I can understand you think you're just gonna be able to fight your way out of this bag, but it's not gonna work out that way because prophecy says otherwise. But for African American people, we've been through lynching, we've been through Jim Crow, we've been through the Tuskegee experiment, we've been through Henrietta Lacks, people stealing your cells and making money off of them, saving the whole world. You didn't even know your blood was used to do that. Um, having your patents stolen, having your water poisoned, them building housing developments, tenements and projects, and other types of buildings with toxic materials, giving you toxic food, selling black farmers bad seeds, stealing land. Like, I don't know why people would even, you know, have the audacity to have hope that when things get bad, nothing is going to happen to us in particular. Like, it's a foolish, foolish thing to believe, but people have actually believe that. And then the other thing is people don't want to do nothing. It's like, well, I'm going to hope for the best, but I'm going to believe in God. You can believe in God, but until he sent his son to get us, what happens when you can't go to the grocery store and buy groceries because there are none? Or because we're under martial law and the grocery stores are commandeered by the government? Or there's a civil war and you can't go outside of your house because it's not safe. Um, there are so many things that we got to worry about and be concerned about. And yet, people are just all happy and just planning spring break, summer vacation, what they're going to eat next week, cook, we don't even know if we're going to have food soon because everything is just breaking down. It's just happening slowly, but it's breaking down. So, y'all keep prepping, keep praying, and I got a lot of videos that I'm gonna put out after Passover. So I got a really good one. It's about us, how we're being used to used as the face of why things are gonna fail. Like, white people have literally run this country in the ground, and black people are going to be the face or the scapegoats. We're gonna be the scapegoats, and so that's what I'm gonna talk about in my first video that I upload um, when I come back. But y'all keep prepping, keep praying, keep repenting, keep trying to wake people up. Get out, exercise, do something to de-stress. Don't just sit up and watch the news all the time. Because it's depressing if you're awakened and you just see the train coming and nothing stopping it. It's a B. It's depressing. But do something. Get out and do something. Do something to help try to preserve yourself and your family, the people you care about. Even if they're too ignorant to do something for themselves, you do it. You'll get something out of it in the beginning. In the beginning, it's stress relief, but in the end, people are going to need the resources that you provide to to make it through those tough times. And we don't know how long we're going to be here before you know the Most High sends His Son back to get us. So we got to be watching and waiting, getting our spirits right. But we also have to do some physical preparations, and there's nothing wrong with a little physical preparation. Get your go bags, get your passports, get your IDs, put all your stuff together in case you gotta flee. Get your non-perishables and your medical items. Get your books, learn how to do stuff. If you don't have a skill or a trade, go barter with somebody and try to figure out, how to do some stuff. Um, we got to make the most of this time. If you have money setting aside, if you think you're going to have your 401k, y'all better read about bail-ins. If you think you got money in the bank and they're not going to take your money, you better read about bail-ins. If you have a pension from the government and you think it's just going to keep coming, you better research Detroit and Greece and some of these other countries and cities that have failed. Um, you better be putting back for when the government lets you down, because it's going to let us down. Y'all should be preparing for being without communication, because when everything starts, they're not going to want us to communicate. So we're not going to be able to share information or news. You won't be able to get, what we're getting now for those of us who are awakened. So just be preparing, y'all, because things are happening really fast and we just do not have much time. The Fed now is supposed to be up. It's live now, but it's supposed to be up officially in July, and I say probably by August or September, something big gonna happen. That's usually the time frame when the big things do happen. You remember the crisis in 2008. Um, that was big. It happened in August, between August and September. So anytime something is dealing with money, and it's coming, because the whole world is thumbing their nose up at the U.S. dollar. The Saudis said they getting ready to do business with China and other nations in different currencies. So it's a wrap. This thing is a wrap. And so I need y'all to be about it. Be about your business. Be about your father's business, because we don't have much time. And study history. Read your Bible. Study what happened to us when we got ready to leave Egypt. They ain't gonna let us go. Not without a fight. They're not gonna let us go in peace. So we just gotta be prepared. We gotta prepare our children. You pray your little babies. You gotta protect them. Pray over them. A lot of things happening in these schools. These old witches teaching our kids and got putting their hands on them and doing all kinds of stuff. We might not be able to send our babies to school, which we shouldn't be letting them educate our children anyway, because it's part of our problem. Having the enemy in our house, or the enemy be teaching our children and making our children become our enemy. So um, just a lot of things are coming. So we just need to continue to prepare. Get games for your children, books to read, just in case we can't leave our house. Be prepared to be without power. Everybody talking about solar, solar, solar. I'm not necessarily concerned about solar. I'm trying to be as natural and back to the basics as I can, because even you can get a solar something, but it still requires a battery. What happens if the battery fails? And you can't replace the battery because it's expensive, because you don't have money. So learn how to work in the sunlight and do without it, and go to bed at night. Have candles so you can read, or lanterns, or so I'm not saying you can't get like a solar lantern or have flashlights or different things, but don't get so caught up in having all these comfort gadgets that the dominant society is wanting you to have, because those things are only going to last a season, and they're not really necessary. People live hundreds of thousands of years without that stuff, and we can do it too. So don't get caught up in, oh, I gotta buy a solar generator. Like, get you a barbecue grill. Get you something else that you can cook with. Get you one of them little solar ovens that you just, like a little piece of cardboard with aluminum foil on it, and put it out in the sun. Don't require any electricity or a battery. Um, we just gonna have to really think about how our ancestors lived and survived, and go back to those ways. You have to grow your own food, because we ain't gonna be able to trust the food that is out here. I posted my video on Rumble about the stuff that's in the food. It's been in the food. People running around talking about, oh, I didn't take but it's already in the food. It's in the food. It's in the chicken. It's in the beef. It's in the vegetables. It's in the water. It's everywhere. We inhaling it. They're putting it in the sky. Let me show y'all these chemtrails. Let me show you. I don't know if y'all can see the sky. Y'all see that? I'm out here in the country. Ain't nothing out here but bushes. But y'all see that? It's everywhere. If you think that we are not being um, sprayed with stuff, you crazy. It's everywhere. Um, why on earth is anybody out here spraying this stuff? It's early in the morning. Um, you know, I can't. I just, I'm glad I looked up. I always look up, but we don't stand a chance. There's no way we are going to be able to do anything about all these different things going on without the Most High's intervention. So pray, continue to prep, do what you can. I believe He's gonna keep us. He said he was coming back for his chosen, his elect. We know who we are now, and so he's coming back for us. He also coming to take care of these people who have harmed us, stole us, mistreated us, and did everything he told them not to do to us. So, y'all, get it together. This be about your father's business. We got things to do. You got a garden to plant. You got stuff. I got pots over here. I'm gonna put stuff in them for my senior citizen neighbors so that they can have something to eat. Um, it's not just about me. I have to do things for other people. That's what we are called to do. We got widows, we got children, we got people who cannot help themselves, and so we have an obligation to do stuff for them. So instead of focusing on all the bad things, it's pay attention to it. And I'm not saying don't pay attention. Pay attention to it, but let us work. Be busy about our Father's business, doing kingdom work, because what we do here. I'm not saying that you can't do, and we're gonna be judged for our just works, but we need to be about our Father's business and living the way, practice living the way that we are called to live, so that when things get bad, we have things in place to help our neighbors. I got a lot of elderly neighbors, and I ain't too much behind them, but I'm younger than them. So I feel like I have an obligation to take care of people who may not be able to take care of themselves, or people who are on fixed incomes who may lose their income. What we gonna do? Um, their property may be paid for, but they may not have food. They may have water, because most people out here got pumps. But we got to look out for each other, and that's what I'm doing. So I want to encourage you to continue paying attention, keep watching, keep working, keep thinking about what can I do to mitigate some of the things that are coming. Keep trying to wake people up. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's so hard. I talked to somebody the other day, and they told me, I don't believe that's gonna happen. I was like, the dollar getting ready to collapse. Business person, white collar business person, Christian. I don't think that's gonna happen. It's like, okay. People lining up 146 countries signed up to use BRICS and do business around the U.S. Don't want to deal with us and our sanctions. They don't want to deal with betrayal. And our people are saying, I don't believe that's going to happen, because they love Babylon. So, all we can do is just keep hoping, keep praying, keep talking, keep trying to share information with people. But understand, they don't want us to eat. They don't want us to have clean water. They don't even want us to have clean air. Look at the sky, just loaded with chemtrails. So, we are in a desperate situation. So we got to stick together and crying out every day, every night. We just, in your quiet time, cry out and ask the Most High to deliver us from this evil, because this just doesn't make any sense that we have to live like this. This is an open air prison, basically. So there's nothing, no reason anybody has to live like this, except for we live with Satan. So um, y'all just do what you can. Don't have fear. I'm not speaking from a place of fear. I'm just speaking from a place of awareness and sharing, so that we can prepare. Keep watch, because Messiah is coming back to get his chosen people, and all hell is gonna break loose. But until that time, we gotta be ready, and we don't know when that hour is coming. So just make sure you are prepared and keep hope. You gotta keep hopeful, that people will repent and turn around. That um, people will prepare, because that's less work for you. That people will wake up and understand who we are. We the people, not them fake people. We the real people. We the people of the book. So, with that said, y'all, I'm Marley K. Hope y'all are doing good. I'm gonna be back with you tomorrow. Um, Me and Watchman Nehemiah are gonna do something. I don't know, maybe Sunday. I don't know. He's busy all the time, so I have to catch him when I can catch him. But y'all stay focused because things are happening really fast, and sometimes it's faster than I can give y'all the information and break it down for you. But hey, I trained y'all good. Y'all ought to be on it. All right. Like the video, share it. Please subscribe to the channel. Go over to my Rumble channel so that y'all can check out that video about the food. And I'm out.